Welcome to
Today's Krunchy.
and like I said, I noticed we just have I think if I'm not mistaken, it's called temporal drift, and it just happens, and we'll do it again at the end if I remember to do that. That way, I'll have a spot to line them up at.
I'll make sure I leave it up.
Very good. Where'd that go?
I'll pull it back up after I read these lyrics.
You good? Well, I decided to call this one dropping bombs. According to the procedure with the mic in my palm, but stay calm. The bombs that I dropped are kept till I stepped up the steps where the quest for reps. Upon a stage, the sage shall engage the act, and every flow I bestow shall remain intact. Inexact and in fact, the impact I make colossal. Creating, innovating like the great Pablo Picasso. Design every line in my rhymes to climb up the ladder. So I know my dough will grow fatter, untouchable. Because I'm cutting those corners, just gripping in the script like classified orders, taking over stages like major invasions, overthrow my oldest foe, show I got the dopest flow. No, it's no mistake, don't massage your eyes. It's why I bring the bomb disguise. I drop bombs. Ain't no mistaking, Centrail and Tradies dropping the bombs. Somebody remembers that. And if you doubt, I'll tell you about it here in a bit. Hello and welcome to it. It's States Recipe of Milk. It's episode 483. We ain't got nothing to hide, FDA. I am your host, Steiner Estate Rail 713. I'm joined as always by my best friends, the Tatum 216.
Good evening.
And it's the homie Lunchbox 2099.
I don't want to be the girl that has to fill the silence. The quiet scares me because it screams the truth. Please don't tell me that we had that conversation. I won't remember. Save your breath, because what's the use? The night is calling. And it whispers to me softly, come and play. I am fallen. And if I let go, I'm the only one to blame. I'm safe, up high. Nothing can touch me. But why do I feel this party's over? No pain inside. You're like perfection. But how do I feel this good sober?
Not at all. Nothing about this distinct to me. Go on, to tell.
That's Pink. The song is aptly named Sober.
That one? Sort of.
Coming down, coming down, coming down. Spin around, spin around, spin around. Looking for myself, sober.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Blurrily, I got her called. Y'all got to
I remember, like, I never got to see her live, but I saw, like, when she would do that song at her show, she would go up on one of those like curtain tarp trapeze things and like spin around with it and shit.
Yeah.
That's
See, I
dope.
You have to remember, I'm a full ass. I was a full ass Pink hater because I felt like she used black music to get on and then left it behind quickly, and I was like, this motherfucker.
She brought that up in a song, though.
Machine Gun Kelly did the same thing, so fuck him too.
Yeah,
Well, no,
I used to ride the rapper with Machine Gun Kelly. That doesn't make him better. I remember he used to hang out at the back when it was like a t-shirt shop in the back on the first floor of Tower City.
Yeah,
He used to always hang out there, and I used to ride the rapid with him back and forth and talk to him a little bit. And then I remember he was like, "Oh yeah, I rap." And then I remember at the Buckeye Festival he performed, and that was and then he was I hate saying that kind of stuff. Anyway, he performed with a young lady I knew, and but yeah, he did the same thing.
well,
I think from him, like, to be honest, I guess it does hurt more because he was a rapper for so long, and then like he is from Cleveland, and he like I don't know what.
well, like, I don't think she wanted to do it. So in her song "Don't Let Me Get Me," she has a stanza that says, "L.A. told me," and L.A. is not the city. L.A. is a person.
L.A. Reid.
Yeah. L.A. told me, quote, "You'll be a pop star. All you have to do is change everything you are. Tired of being compared to damn Britney Spears. She's so pretty. That just ain't me." So, like, she was doing the shit that they told her to do to get famous, but it's not the shit she wanted to do. Because, like, after that first album, she started doing more singing and stuff like what she does now.
But I find that quote even disingenuous because she didn't do pop. She was doing,
R&B. She was doing straight
R&B. So, like, to say, "Oh, L.A. Reid told me to do this," well, Britney Spears wasn't doing R&B. Britney Spears was doing pop music. Yeah. She was doing 702 stuff. I really don't know.
Those girls want a man with the mean green. I remember getting that on like one of those like first like that's what I call music albums. Can't be everything that I dream of. A man that understands real love.
I'm gonna pull out the paper, start scrolling down. So people who started with black music and then just left that shit. White people who started doing black music but then just left that shit. So we got MGK, we got Pink, Yellow Wolf. I don't know if you are hip to Yellow Wolf, but Yellow Wolf was
not familiar.
Alabama rapper. Was very good at it, and then all of a sudden he decided he was going to do more rock / country style shit. Just left it behind in a way that it just seemed I don't know. It felt like lightweight, distasteful. Kid Rock, another motherfucker who started basically. I was like, I'm all hip hop, and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm doing basically kind of rockabilly country type shit. Who are some other folk like who have walked that little path, and I'm just like, what's happening here, man? Why do y'all? It's like they come in and do it and get like black folk. We just accept them, man. We like, okay, you want to be with us, and aren't disrespectful because people who act a fool will get talked about. Then cool, come on, let's make this music and let's have a good time, and we will support you and be like, all right, there you go. But it's like they'll come through, they'll get popular, they'll get, the cool credit of hanging with the black kids. And then they just be like, all right, I'm out. And I'm like, the fuck is this shit? Don't just be like, and then of course they'll have a story similar to Pink. They'll be like, I was made to do that. I didn't want to do that. I'm like, well, bruh, I guess made to do that is possible, but it's like, this isn't like you working at corporate.
and like, I'm not trying to make excuses for people. Is it just possible that maybe sometimes people just want to do something different?
Cool. I can get down with that. But like I said, it seems like when it gets so dramatically different. Everlast, another dude, House of Pain. You know what I'm saying? He started with House of Pain, rapping and shit. And then he went to that Whitey Ford sings the blues.
What it's like.
Won Grammys off that shit. And it's like, that's another thing. It'll be that dramatic switch. And then people will be like, oh yes, well, I respect that you've left behind that thing. You know what I'm saying? It always feels shitty to musics that have their own rich history of acceptance, but it don't ever go the other way. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? People sort of fuck with Hootie as a country singer, but not as much as they fuck with Hootie and the Blowfish.
Has anyone ever gone from like rock or country or pop or anything to hip hop rap?
Good question. I bet I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt there is somebody who was like, let me see if I can spit some flows. And like I said,
because like it seems like the major beef is like looking at using that genre as a jumping pattern to something else to get popular. I just wonder like if maybe someone ever goes the other way. Not to say that they were popular in like a rock artist and then they go to rap and then they're not popular, but like, maybe they weren't successful in one way and they go the other and now they are,
And so what I also find so hilarious and very interesting is that if you listen to today's country, modern country,
it's just white hip hop.
It is so close to just standard rap music that it's just like, what are we even doing here? Just and people be so mad at hip hop who fuck with country, and I'm like, bro, that shit is nearly the same. It's all about girls with fat asses, and it's saying
she got a honky tonk, but donkey donk,
driving fancy cars, but your version thereof. So it'll be a fancy truck in some songs. You know what I'm saying?
Solo cup, I fill you up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Proceed to party,
and it's like I'm like, really, you just and oftentimes same writers. Like literally, they just not T-Pain, but there are some like there's some people like you like, oh, that dude wrote for that and that. It's just like I find that I don't know, I find that quite interesting, and it's like it's something I was saying, Ant, while you was away. I was rattling down a list of performers who seemed to came in with black music and then left it behind. Either quickly or just out of the blue, you know what I'm saying? And I wrote down MGK, Pink, Yellow Wolf, Kid Rock, Everlast. You have any others that would fit that list, or the opposite that maybe started, rock and roll and came to hip hop R&B? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't really even know that Yellow Wolf did that. I was sort of surprised, but I kind of feel like with Yellow Wolf, some of his comments pushed him over to the other side.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think you covered. I mean, maybe if I think of one, I'll say it. But like, I think most other artists is you. I mean, I guess it's really the same thing. Like once you get in your comfort zone, you start to like discover more music and do more things. So, I mean, in essence, it might not be a bad thing, but at the same time, it's kind of hurtful.
That's all. I'm not necessarily claiming it to be a bad thing. It was just bothersome to me, and that's about the maximum I want to give it. Bothersome. Like I said, it's like they got the cool points and then left with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason I don't think MGK doesn't really bother me is because like I never really listened to his music to begin with, and then second, he still represent Cleveland, even though he's not even from Cleveland. He's from Shaker Heights.
Yeah, like you know how and I sent you the TikTok so you have seen it. You know how they was talking about the Kelce brothers and how they came up two different ways, and somebody actually wrote in or called into Yo, is this racist this week to talk about that. And how they thought that it's bullshit and people are giving him a pass for having that Blackcent. And I'm just like, I live here. And I said as I listened to the podcast, I was getting more and more mad as the lady who left the voice message was talking about it, and then the host of Yo's This Racist was talking about it. And I'm like, I live here.
Yeah,
I know how this area works. And so that shit is more actual and right and real than anything people want to argue about on the internet. And plus, it sounded like a white woman was calling, complaining about it, and I was definitely on some mode. Nigga, if I ain't complaining about it, you ain't got the card to complain about it.
All right, so I think this is what a lot of people don't understand about. Like, okay, so they grew up in Cleveland Heights.
Yeah.
First of all, that's a relatively black area.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of the black suburbs.
Yes, it's so he went to Cleveland Heights, him and his brother. Yeah. But Trav played basketball.
Yep.
grew up playing basketball. His brother grew up playing
Hockey.
hockey. So one grew up playing hockey, one grew up playing basketball. He continues to play basketball in college. His brother continues to and then one of the things I seen on a video where they was talking to Trav. It was talking about his haircut, and it was like, so when did you start picking a number on the board? And first of all, he knew exactly what he was saying when he said it.
Yeah.
Because when you go to a black barbershop, it's like a number from 1 to 30 and all these different haircuts on there. And he was like, when I first started going there, I used to pick this number. Like, yes, he code switches, but I'm black and I have to code switch.
Yeah. You talk one way around your friends. And in this case, his friends at the office are mostly black people because, he plays the sport of football that is, I think, 75% black. So it's interesting to hear. It was interesting, not interesting. It was actually kind of infuriating to hear what sounded like, and I could be wrong, what sounded like a white woman calling into this show, "Yo, is this racist?" to complain about my man's, as she calls it, Blackcent, and I'm just like, fuck out of here.
I mean, I even think like he's going out of his way to be like, I am who I am. He goes back and forth, but that's just society. Like that's proper almost in society because they were saying like how I was listening to, I think it was on My Mama Told Me, and he was saying like when he was on was he on? He was on one of the late night shows, which are all with white dudes on there. Yeah. Of course, I'm sure when he's talking to his dad, he doesn't go, you know what I'm saying, Dad. I mean, I ain't Dad. I don't. I'm sure, like he's just talking regular when he's talking to his dad, but like, I don't know. I don't find it egregious.
No, not in the least. I'm not bothered by it. I don't sit there like, how dare he? It's like you can tell who real and who not. You feel me? Yeah. You can tell who putting on a show to look cool and who is like, nah, that's just how you talk around your people. And I kind of understand that because I talk around my people a very specific way and about my boss a different way.
Yes, exactly. Like, even though, my boss is black.
Yeah. Shit, I still treat her like when she was my boss. I still speak to her with the respect she commands, which they were saying she deserves. She not only is she black, she a black woman in America, in corporate America, and I'm going to give her even now, even though she is no longer with us, it will always be the respect she deserves. Because how dare you to talk to her some old fucked up way? I have to show up while you approach him.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like Cleveland is just one of those places like, yes, we are extremely segregated. Yeah. Like extremely. Like black people live on the east side for the most part. White people for the most part live on the west side. Yeah. But at the same time, the reason we have an east and west side is because of the Cuyahoga River.
Yeah.
So it's west of the river and east of the river. And like, unfortunately, just like with everything else, redlining and all that stuff and how suburbs worked out. I mean, that's a word. I mean, that's a American problem.
Yeah.
That just happened to happen in Cleveland. It was funny. Like I was just, let me see if I can pull that back up real quick. Did you know, like one of our our taglines used to be Cleveland, a city of cooperation. Damn, why ain't that still the tagline for us? Because I wanted to look up some Black history facts about Cleveland. Yeah. Because like we're the exact area I grew up in, the street I grew up on. Like if I'm not mistaken, it was, I think, Luke Easter Park is like a very big park near where I grew up at. Across the street from my house, if I'm not mistaken, like one of the first black baseball players in the league that played for the Cleveland Indians at the time.
Yeah.
His house is across the street from the house I grew up in, Larry Doby, and it's
Yeah.
like a Larry Doby way. And then it was like another giant house, which when I was looking this up, this lady, I don't think she killed her mother, but her mother died in the house, and it's like she left her. Like they stayed in in the house. Then like she ended up getting arrested when like they finally did a welfare check on her mother after years and years, and they also found $10,000 cash in that house. That was pretty interesting. But
I like when they find like old bills like in bundles in the attic under like a floorboard or something,
or like in the wall.
If they reported 10, it was probably 25.
I never forget. I was young, and I had like this old ass $10 bill. I'm a dummy for taking it to the store to begin with. That motherfucker was so green, like it was like a. I don't even know where yours from. I'm not going to even start lying, but it was real. And when I took it to the store, the dude was like, "I'm not taking that $10 bill." I'm like, "It's real, man." He's like, "It don't have a line or nothing in there." I'm like, "It's old. It just doesn't have none of that stuff." But it was so fucking green. But it was real. I think like we convinced them to take it anyway.
Mhm.
But like, man, I should have kept it. I usually try to keep old money. I don't got my keys on me anyway. I have like I remember at work I accidentally put a John F. Kennedy coin in there, a 50-cent piece, and I thought I was gonna give it back when I pushed return. It gave me back two quarters. I feel like a dummy. I shouldn't have did that.
Yo, it dawns me just when you said that. I'm like, I don't think I've seen a $10 bill in years. It's 20s and it's 5s, but that's about it. I ain't seen a $10 bill in the pandemic for sure. So it's been a minute since I've seen, like, what the hell a $10 bill even look like at this point? Do we got all the counterfeit shit on it, anti-counterfeit measuring shit on it now?
Yeah, they got big boys. But it was funny. We went to.
I'm out of money shape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we went to the movies and out to dinner a few weeks back, and I knew we were going out to dinner, so I brought some cash.
Yeah, the tip with.
And my partner was like, "Why did you do that? Why do you even have money? That's weird." But yeah,
it's a $5 bill sitting in my wallet right now because I had got cash out to tip the barber the other day when I took Lee to get his haircut. So I don't know, man. It's just what it is. It's what I do.
Yeah, I kind of wish my barber would start taking like not cash. Like
yeah, my barber has a Square reader. He just on the bottom of his phone. So if I want to pay with card, I can, and I do sometimes.
Yeah, I just like the boy. Well, like Emery's barber, he has a female barber that he likes, which I don't want him to go to her no more because I say, hey, do this, and she still cuts his hair the way she wants to.
Yeah.
So and I pay for that service, so that has to stop.
Yeah.
And then Anthony has his barber. His barber just takes Zelle, so pretty easy.
Yeah.
My barber, like, I still got to pay him cash. Like he not gonna do nothing.
I paid mine with cash the other day. I don't even know what my haircut cost. I just handed him $60, and then he went to give me money back. I was like, just keep it.
It's exactly what I do at this point with the barber. I'm like, I kind of have a general idea. I'm like, what the fuck is she? Because he has a sign up, but I was like, it's my kid getting a haircut, not me. And it's like, I'm like, is that a kid price? What price are we? I don't care, man.
I think it was going to be like 43.
Yeah,
like for the haircut and the beard, but like at this point, like he's not just my barber; he's also like my buddy
for sure.
And support your friends. And he owns the shop now, so I was just I guess he got it like almost 2 years ago. The previous owner I asked him about it when he was cutting my hair, and because I knew he owned it, but like I hadn't really talked to him about it.
Yeah. And
he said that like the previous owner just came up to him one day and was like, "Hey, you want to buy the shop?" and he said it worked out because he was looking to leave anyway. So now he doesn't have to leave. He owns a place.
Yeah, my barber owns his shop. It's Cut Team Studios in the Tremont area of Cleveland. If you if you're looking for a barber, it's my man Lance, Master Barber Lance, good guy. And another reason
my man is Jose. He owns Bell Barber in Lakewood.
That's what's up. Only reason I point out particular is another person who many wouldn't expect it to work this way, but was instantly, and I mean just without missing a beat, was like, okay, that's now Lee, and that's a boy, and we used he him pronouns without ever missing a beat, and it was nothing to it, and I was like, and he just was so dope about it, especially like the first time I was like, look, man, my kid is transitioning. And he wanted me to, you're my man, you're my barber. You've always been cutting me and his brother's hair, and he wants to have his first boy haircut from you. And he like, oh shit, I got you, and we just roll with it, and it has never been an issue since. And I'm just like, that's fucking dope. When I know when people can just like when people who unexpectedly go without missing a beat, I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, the black barbershop has a history, and also sometimes a stereotype of not being as accepting. And here's a dude who is just automatically proven that to be a false bit of stereotyping. So fuck with it. The longer the short, that's my guy. And if like I said, he's really good at what he does, and he cut anybody hair. So if white, black, Latin, whatever, he cut anybody hair, and it's like, and he's very good at it. So it's always funny when I see a white dude sitting in the chair before us, and and I'm like, good shit, man.
Do you think of that meme? Like, look, man, there's this black girl at work. Say less.
Yeah, I follow. I think it's called the OG Barber.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love. Like, I know. I have this one. I guess I talked about it on the show before, where like every day or every few days, I get a like from a comment I made on this page.
Yeah. That what you say was that gold chain came out of nowhere.
But yeah, I love his page, and like it'll just be a dude like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to, my girlfriend seen your page, and she, I just need a haircut, or I'm going to a dance if it's a little kid, and like that guy does good work.
Yeah, fuck with it, man. I love it. I absolutely love it, man. We all went to the eye doctor today. When I say we all, I mean all four of us. It was a very expensive trip to the eye doctor today. I'll tell you that shit, my guys, because we all wear glasses in this house, and everybody got new glasses to go around. Jesus, but I while Xander's sitting there getting his they do all the measures basically to see how big his glasses got to be. I'm like his I don't know when the last y'all know Xander like got dreads at this point, right? Locks at this point, right? So he got a head full. Xander's head is just a head full of locks at this point. But he had a little floofy piece that just has not locked up, so it's still basically his regular hair texture. And I'm sitting there playing with it, and I just like, well, because I can. If nothing else, I can braid hair.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Don't ever get it twisted. I ain't gonna ever say I can do hair, but I can braid hair. They mama taught me well, at least in that regard. So I quickly braided that little piece, and I got the lay kind of down. But he's like, yeah, I gotta. He goes, it's some pieces of parts of it that's kind of growing out, or not quite of locking up yet, that I got to kind of get right. But it was I don't know. I thought it was fun that I could just braid my kid's head still, saying all these years later. So,
did you sit on the front porch steps and do it?
No, I stood in the doctor's in a very quiet optometry office and got it in. It was popping in that office today. I was like, what's going on? But it's probably the time of year, and it's like one of the things where I was just like, I realized when we were going, I'm like, I didn't go see the damn eye doctor last year. I paid for a whole year's worth of eye insurance and did not use it once. Fuck that. Never that. So
shit, that's been me for the last 11 years.
Nah, man.
But I mean, I don't have glasses or contacts or anything, so I'm like, what the fuck do I need to go to the eye doctor for?
Because you're getting older and should have your eyes checked to make sure everything's straight. It's what we do at this point. We old. And
Look,
we are
man,
trying.
I just started using the health insurance the last 3 weeks.
I know. I'm just saying we do this because
I use my dental for the first time. Like, look, man, just give me a fucking break here.
we are making steps toward becoming better people, and therefore, especially because we pay for it. That's the main thing,
man. And I saw those ER visits are starting to depend on my shit. I'm like, oh my god.
They're pretty good about covering shit like that with our insurance, but I don't know.
The thing about it too is it's like I'm not even sure what I picked when I did my fucking benefits because I wasn't using the shit for so long. So it's like I don't even know what I'm paying for. You know,
well, in November you'll be diligent this time.
Yeah, like come this October, like I'll be fucking picking the more expensive one after everything that's happened.
I do always pay for the more expensive one, but also my kid had pretty major surgery in December, and all I owe is $125. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just the whole thing is like my mind. I was young and all this, that, and the other, and then like you start to get older, things start to break down, and then you're like, you know what? I'm not as young as I used to be. So like, yeah, come this October, if I'm so blessed to still be employed, I will assuredly take a closer look at my insurance options and pick a more optimal one.
For sure. And again, like I told you, it just comes with age. And I'm not saying that you're blind. You probably have perfectly 20/20 vision. But nothing wrong with going to get everything checked out to make sure everything is spinning at optimal. So hopefully before year end, this insurance that you've paid so much money for over these years, you'll take advantage of and be like, just give me a look over. What's going on back there? Because this eye is fucked. But it has not gotten any worse because I've been very diligent about it, and that's okay. So don't have a fucked up eye like your man's, okay?
I'm trying. I'm working on not having anything fucked up, but right now, we're on the mend.
Yeah. We already got a path we're working on. So, like I said, it is all to the good, man. What else? The show went up wild late today. I've been so busy, and like I said, all eye doctor shit today and so forth and so on. I'm like, good Lord. But the show did go up, and I'm going to jump ahead to our feedback segment because our feedback this week was about us not having a show last week.
Oh, no.
We got a text message because, of course, I don't know if you know this, but yeah, you can text message us. Our phone number works via text at this point. You can hit us up. If you are so inclined, you can leave a voicemail. And our voicemail, trust me, you can go for a little bit. So, but that number is 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. And if you want to just leave a text message, you can do that too. And we got a text message from, of course, our bestest homie, and that's April. And she said, hey guys, I just want to let you know that you were missed last week. I kept closing and reopening my app to see when a new episode was coming out. And Lord behold, I had to go a week without you. I hope all is well with you. I can't wait to hear Gabe back on with his fellow crunchy cohorts spelled with a K. Well done. The goings on in and around Cleveland with Tyrell, the new mind-bending game that Tatum has came up with. The song that you know, but the way Lunch is articulating the lyrics is not familiar till he tells you. And a show isn't a show until somehow a reference to a penis comes. If I took shots every time the penis was mentioned, I think it was episode 478, I would have been drunk.
Penis.
Love you guys, April. We love you too, lady. Thank you so much. I want you to know that the first mention of penis this week came from you. It's your fault.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Speaking of Gabe, I guess it's about time we put a little bit of this on the corner for y'all to know. Gabe is probably not going to be a part of the main show anymore. Probably will do a little stuff on the road, but for main show right now, just some stuff. And I'm not going to delve into it. If you need to know, you can hit me up. I'll tell you to yourself. I'll leave it at that. But I'm sorry if that disappoints you. I'm sorry if that makes the show a little less something for you to fuck with or get down with. Trust, I didn't want to go down like that, but it did. And so that is what it is. And so we motherfucking keep it moving. But I figured that was probably about time that had to be broached, and so that is what it is. And again, I'm sorry that you have to learn about it this way, but you was gonna have to learn about it at some point, or just be sitting there like wondering what the hell, what's going on. And I don't want you having to do that either. So just like we ain't reviewing Oreos no more, there's changes afoot in the way we do this, and that's just what it is right now. And again, like I said, I hope that doesn't offend you or bother you or get you worked up or any way, shape, or form. But it is what it is. Wait a minute, I'm about to jump far back and tell you that the lyrics I dropped this week. It's my man Big Trey D from the show soundtrack. That's from the song "Dropping Bombs," and the show soundtrack was something very amazing in 1995, and I'll just leave it at that. And I just as I was scrolling through my notes, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't tell them who that was. Just in case you was wondering. But you're now all caught up. And we just had a little bit of a chit chat and so forth and so on. So I can now officially pass the microphone over to my man Ant and say, first up as always, it's Tatum. What up?
I got three things that I wanna do. The first is I was impressed by my kid. No, yeah, I'll do that first. It won't take long. I was impressed by my kids this week. So the other day they was watching this show called Super Wings on the I think it was my youngest on his tablet. That show is super weak sauce, but they was watching it, and it's a show. It's pretty educational. So it's a jet, right, that worked for like an Amazon type company, and like they go all around the world, like delivering these special packages to these other little kids. And they was watching this one episode. I'm not gonna even like fuck up where they were, but the thing they were delivering was either dumplings or stuff to make special dumplings with. And these fucking kids was just like, man, I love dumplings. Oh man, dumplings. Dumplings. I'm like, you never even had dumplings before. What is y'all talking about? It's like, well, can you get us some or make us some? I'm like, I cannot make those type of dumplings. But when I go to Trader Joe's, which that's the first thing that came to mind. When I go to Trader Joe's, I get you some dumplings. They're like, all right, oh man, I fucking love dumplings. Just like all day. And then, okay, so that was like Sunday. Monday, oh man, when you gonna give me some dumplings? I'm like, I literally haven't left the house yet. Oh man, I want some dumplings so bad. Can you just make them? I mean, it could be hard. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to make any dumplings. Like I said, when I go to Trader Joe's, I get you some dumplings. So I dropped them off at school on Tuesday because it was President's Day this past Monday. So I was at Mark's. Lo and behold, like I was just getting like some pineapple juice or something like that, which I drink a can of pineapple juice like once a day. So I'm getting my shit. I'm going past the freezer section because it's right next to the juice section. Dumplings is the first thing in the row. I'm like, all right. They were a fair price of like $3. I'm like, I'm gonna get these dumplings. So we in the car. I'm like, I got a surprise for you guys. I'm like, what is it? I was like, you talked about it all this weekend. I was like, I'll give you 3 guesses each. Like, neither one of them guessed dumplings. And then I whispered in my youngest son's ear. I was like, I got some dumplings. He was like, yeah. I'm like, don't tell Anthony. And he was like, Anthony, we got dumplings. And then, all right. So I was like, when you guys, we got a routine. You go in the house, you take off your shoes, put your foot back on the bench, and wash your hands. And then they would like sometimes they finish what they pack lunch. So sometimes their snack after school is what they didn't finish from their lunch because we not supposed to be wasting no food. So they ate their food, and then like a few minutes later, it was like, "Can we have the dumplings now?" I'm like, okay. So they were pretty simple. It was like microwave dumplings. You cut a little hole in the bag and you put them in the microwave. And I got them like chicken and veggie. I'm like, ain't no way Emery gonna eat these. Ain't no way in hell he gonna eat these dumplings. So because he don't eat taco, he don't eat nothing but like pizza. He don't eat chicken nuggets. He'll eat a fish stick, but his range of what he eats is very, very limited. Like he'll eat macaroni and cheese, he'll eat pizza, he'll eat chicken on the bone, but he don't eat chicken nuggets, he don't eat chicken fingers. Like, so I'm like, and this shit had green ass vegetables in it. I made him macaroni and cheese with parsley one time. I sprinkled it on the top just to make it look nice. He was like, "What's this? What's this green stuff?" I'm like, "It's just parsley. It does not affect the macaroni and cheese at all." He was like, "Nope, I don't want it. I don't want this. I don't like the green stuff." Man, this shit had cabbage in it. It had green onions and the chicken. Man, these dudes tore them fucking dumplings down. Like they put the sauce on them and stuff. I'm like, man, I couldn't believe it. Now, Anthony likes like like sushi. Like he'll eat anything. Anthony is like a gourmand, but he only likes box macaroni and cheese, which is fucking weird to me. But everything else he'll tear it down. But they ate them whole box of dumplings in like in minutes. I was pretty impressed by that. And I had this is story 2. Then I one last thing. I don't know if we'll even have time for the last thing because we've been okay. Let me just say it. So we was in the car this morning, and they did something, and they weren't like usually we listen to an audio book or a song or something like that, but they was on some bullshit this morning, and I was mad about it, and I'm like, we ain't listening to none of y'all shit today because y'all made me mad, and and I was so they were talking about President Carter. And like he was saying how like I think they called it his cardigan speech, and they were saying how like one of his big initiatives was being green because he was a farmer and all this stuff. Did you guys know that he put solar panels on the White House?
No, yes, I did know that. I did. Yeah. And then of course Reagan almost immediately removed them hosts.
Yes, I was
Reagan,
so pissed off when I heard that this morning.
Reagan is one of the worst people who ever ran this country. I want y'all to know that. I know Donald Trump was a shitty person, but Ronald Reagan set us back decades in a way that even to this day can't be fixed.
I was just like over 44 years, how far we would have been if he would have kept some of those initiatives.
Yeah.
I was just like listening to this news story this morning. I was like, what the fuck, Reagan? Like immediately taking a like just having something that would help just that one area to show like, hey, we got these solar panels, we're doing this and this, because like almost every president has their one thing that they take on, and for the most part, they keep it at the White House. Like you get a bowling alley, fucking nice. You get like it's I don't like it. That shit blew my mind. It's like we're like 44 years behind because you was just like, fuck them solar panels, bitch.
Yeah.
Get your green ass up out of my house. I was like tremendously taken aback by that, like how like Carter was doing these things to help and had these things in plan, and it's like soon as Reagan got in, get that shit out of here. Yeah. I don't care about renewable energy. You peanut eating motherfucker, get up out of here.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you cave to lobbyists, you know?
Yeah.
I have nothing to back that up other than, like, that's probably what happened, you know? Like,
It
otherwise,
is.
why the fuck remove them, you know? It's like, yeah, he probably has somebody in, like, the petroleum field or nuclear energy who's just like, man, fuck them panels. I'll give you $500,000 to remove it. You were like, fuck them panels.
Yeah. Before we walk too far away from dumplings, what type of dumplings were they? Was they gyoza? Was they the steamed dumpling? What they look like?
They were steamed dumplings, like with the pinch and the twist.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. With the soup dumplings, or what those are called.
Well, no. Soup dumplings actually have the like the jelly
Broth in 'em.
inside of them. These are
Yeah,
the
it's
steamed
like soup.
dumplings.
Yeah, just milk. Yeah. You say they had the twist though. That's what them. That's what I thought they looked like.
I mean, they looked like pretty much the same.
Okay. Okay.
There is a slight difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like I as a man who doesn't eat pork or beef, like soup dumplings is one of those things I would love to try, but most of the time it's usually a pork dumpling.
Yeah.
So I've always been fascinated like by soup dumplings, the delicacy of them, like how they have to put them together, and you actually have like soup inside of those bad boys, and it doesn't spill out. Like
Yeah.
soup dumplings is one of those things. Maybe their obsession with dumplings real quick was genetic because like soup dumplings like are one of those things I want to try, and I'm like, man, I might have to change my diet one time just to try them.
Or you know what I'm saying? It is a gelatin situation, but gelatinized like soup basically.
Yeah,
But you could definitely use vegetarian or vegan gelatin in a vegetarian soup or a chicken soup and make that and put that in there. I mean, I feel like it could be done. It's not done. It seems to be antithetical to everybody who makes soup. That was just like we go pork or we go beef and that's it, my guy. But
yeah. Like I said, this if I guess if I went to the books and trained, I'm sure I could come up with it. But like, man, I was just impressed by like my youngest son does not try like
yeah, that's a big deal when all of a sudden when something new is introduced to the palate because
and he
it gives
he was ready to
it
fuck
gives
with
you
it
another
for
arrow in
real.
your quiver. You know what I'm saying?
He took down 3 dumplings. Like I was really impressed by that. But like, next time like I actually go to Trader Joe's, I'll get some dumplings. Maybe maybe I'll lie like, hey, you want to try this pierogi dumpling? Which is
Xiaolong Bao is the your standard little
bao
soup
dumpling.
dumpling, and I see some vegetarian ones if whatever. So I guess it is done. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems to be with tofu, of course, because tofu is such a big part of Asian cuisine. So I can see that make it that makes sense. Yeah. So word up, man. Damn, I dig it, bro. I love when you have a good storytelling week with the boys. Not that I mean whatever. You know what I'm saying with your partner and the like, but I don't know. That's my little family too. You know what I'm saying? So, and I gets down with it.
All right. And since I know we did miss a week, and people always say like, I just like when y'all just having conversations. So I wanted to look up some icebreaker questions for friends. Like I just wanted to bounce some questions off y'all and just see what some of y'all answers were. We can all answer them. If you don't want to answer them, you don't have to. You know. And you guys ready to do that, or you think we should save it for next week?
Oh, get at it.
All right. Question number 1. What do you think? What do you need more of in your life?
Health.
Uh,
And I would also add love.
I like that. I feel love. I would like to be healthier. I would like to be wealthier, but I don't know what comes with what. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always want more dough because we could always use more dough. But I'm like, I don't need really more stuff. It's nothing I don't really have. I guess if I could, you know what? If I could have my own house, maybe, but I kind of don't want that either because, like, my man was just telling us he got to fix a hot water tank, and may it be the easy fix, but if it's not the easy fix, it becomes the hard fix, and I don't want that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I never want the hard fixes. You know what I'm saying? If I could avoid it, and so I yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess if I was like, I'm gonna go rich, not even uber rich, not like what I'm saying I'm harming veterans and shit rich, but wealthy enough where it wouldn't be a worry if something broke. You feel me?
Yeah, like I would like to. I think I would encompass everybody's answer, but like to make it a blanket statement, I would just like to be comfortable in every facet of my life. Like
That's what's up.
more comfortable with my health, more comfortable with my, relationships with people, more comfortable like I guess behind the scenes, we were talking like I've said it like multiple times, like most of my friends have like moved away. Like almost everybody I grew up with doesn't live. Like I don't really live in Cleveland anymore, technically. Um, and my other friends not only don't live in Cleveland, they either live like hours away in Cleveland or out of state. And like I got to like see some of my friends like over the past weekend, but it was great. But I do feel like some of my like not a I mean I guess quote unquote as my undiagnosed anxiety was still there. Like it wasn't as comfortable as it used to be. Like I mean some of it came from the situation we were in. Like when you're in a restaurant and you haven't seen somebody in years, that shit is not a good place to meet up with somebody you haven't really talked to in months or years and shit like that.
Yeah, because
Because
you can't
like
really talk. These all kinds of noise in the background and so forth.
yeah, and then like it was like a week. So I've seen them Saturday and Sunday, and like the second one, it was a baby shower. And it's like you had your family's baby showers. Like you the big brother, you over here mingling. It's other people like you don't live in town anymore either. So like it's family you haven't seen in months and years and stuff like that. So it was just like it was good to see everybody, but then it's just like yeah, but we really didn't get to do nothing because your plane take off at 5, or you have to be at the airport by 5. So yeah, just more comfortable with like life and trying not to let go. I mean, try to let go of the bad stuff and keep on to the good stuff.
Yeah, I like that. Healthy, wealthy, and wise. More comfortable in all aspects. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. You got another one?
I got plenty of them, but
All right.
we'll go. Okay, who are you the most like in your family?
I I promise you, I am like no one in my family, and that's no disrespect to them. They'll let you know I am nothing like any of them. So you know what what I think I'm like, and that's just based on what I know of him. I think I'm probably a lot like my dad, which is both bad and good. You know what I'm saying? Good in some respects, but awful in others. And so that is that is interesting. That is something that I bet you were he around, it would be like, oh yeah, you definitely got a little me in you. And I'm like, sorry.
Mm.
Or the story may have come his way, you know what I'm saying? So
I
yeah.
definitely see traits of my mom in me. I think I see more of my dad though.
In what way, if you care to share, if you can share?
Uh, my sense of humor, um, my penchant for planning. You know, um, I guess like I'm starting to find that we have some similar interests in entertainment. Like, I went over to my parents' house and I spent like 8 hours there on Sunday just hanging out with the family.
Yeah.
And I logged into my Peacock account, my Paramount Plus account, and my Amazon account for my parents for their Roku, so they could like watch stuff on there. And me and my dad sat together and we watched the first 2 episodes of Monk.
No.
And then like me, my dad, my stepmom, we watched the first episode of Yellowstone together.
Oh,
And I asked that they don't watch anymore, that like we do it together. So I'm talking to them about coming over this weekend and watching more Yellowstone with my family.
that's great.
Very cool.
So it's funny enough. I have the same, almost the same answer as Lawrence. Like I, or it might be reversed. Like I think I have like a lot of the same interests as my dad. My dad has been a cook for many years, and I'm like, I think I like to cook. I don't love it anymore. This pandemic has ruined so many parts of my life. I'm so tired of fucking cooking. Uh, but my dad loves to cook. He loves watching the Food Network. Like my dad is loves music. But like I have a lot of my mom's since I was raised by my mother. My mother and my dad got divorced when I was like 2, and it was like finalized when I was like 4 years old. But like I was raised by my mother, so I have like a lot of her sensibilities and stuff, and like she's taught me a lot. But it seems like I was probably naturally going to be like my dad. So, but I guess that would be my final answer. Like I was raised by my mother, so she's taught me a lot. But like, I naturally have some of my dad's likes and quirks, and my dad's sense of humor. Like he has a sense of humor like a 13-year-old guy. Like, which I do too. Like I like fart and poop jokes. I mean, if I wasn't a dad, I would probably be like, um, you know, drawing titties in the sand and stuff. No, probably not that far, but I know. I think that kind of stuff is funny. Like I got a picture like in my phone, like where somebody at the beach near T's house drew a dick in the sand. I got that picture in my phone. I thought that was hilarious. Like we'll only do a couple more of these since it's we are already an hour in. What do you think, just period, has aged like milk? Like anything that you think is like, man, that was not a good idea at all.
It is. I find oftentimes I will go back to just some older hip hop tracks, and it'll be the most casual homophobia, and I'll be like, "Damn, why was we doing that? Why?" You know what I'm saying?
So hard to listen
and,
to now.
Yeah, and it's like I'm like, because just a rampant f bombs. I'm like, damn, really, we did that? Why did we do that? And it's just, I'm a considerably different person than I was when I was younger, because I just knew. I know better. I feel like I probably knew better then, but now I know better. You know what I'm saying? And
I think the difference is like we knew it was bad then, and we probably just like with any like trap music or anything. Period. No, I'm not going to sell no keys. I'm just listening to this song. And like the difference between, I guess the main difference between us, like we listened to it then, we knew it was wrong. We probably didn't practice it or say it in society, just like the drug dealing acts. But like the difference is now is like it feels absolutely wronger. Drugs, selling drugs is still bad, but
yeah,
it's still not it's not a hate crime. So yeah, I would agree with you. Like so a lot like music, just blanket. I'll just put entertainment. Like
yeah.
um,
Yeah, you know what? 'Cause it'll be some movies and stuff that also had casual ass homophobia in it back in the day. And it's like,
yeah,
what is that?
I have this Eddie Murphy album. I have it on vinyl, but I definitely won't listen to it. I have almost every Bill Cosby album on vinyl, and I won't listen to it. Matter of fact, just tonight, because it's not midnight yet. I was saying to I made my partner a toddy, and I was saying chug a look, and we all and she's like, she didn't really watch the Cosby Show. I'm like, it was actually a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Because I kept on calling her Vanessa. It's like chug a look, Vanessa. She's like, who's Vanessa?
Oh my gosh.
My answer to the question is 90s cars.
Can you
Because
give us
there's not really anything. there's nothing like '90s cars that I like outside of like a '98 Honda Civic that's been souped up with like lights and shit. That I look back on the '90s and I'm like, man, I miss this kind of car or that like that. Like I'm saying that because like when me and my dad were watching those first 2 episodes of Monk, you can plainly see that like Monk was made originally in like early 2000s because like the stuff that was on the roads in those episodes, I wouldn't want to be in them then, and I don't want to be in them now.
Yeah, but you know what? I do agree with you, but I am not a fan of the direction cars are going. Like with the whole dashboard being a screen, that I hate that. I hate that it's like when because I know like when I had like the car before I have now, like shit just like breaking one at a time. Like, oh, this not working no more. This not working no more. And when that happens, I'm so terrified of that. Because I want to get an electric car pretty bad.
So you like the simplicity of like the earlier cars?
Yes. I would like it to be like a balance. Like I would like some of the stuff. I need my Bluetooth, but I don't need my whole dash being digital. I definitely don't need that.
So you want like a 2008 car where you're like half in, half out.
2012. Let's go.
So I feel like, and I'm not trying to put whatever in your words in your head, but I feel like the example most people think of electric cars is a Tesla. And that shit is a giant ass iPad in the middle of your fucking dash. But I've seen a few more different types of electric vehicles. I want to say it's called what is it called? Rivian, something like that. There.
Oh, I like those cars a lot.
Yeah, and also the electric Mustang.
Yeah,
they both have very intuitive, smart dash layouts that aren't so super just screeny. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think as of late, it really kind of depends on manufacturing and manufacturers.
Yeah,
and also as it turns out, and this seems to be they just recently had to recall almost like 400,000 of them. Teslas are trash.
Yes, like another thing I learned from TikTok is like just fucking moving shit on your car. It's like them in the start like, look at this shit. But the car that really made me think this the other day was one of the new Lexuses. Okay. Like, just imagine like the whole front dash, like that whole bitch's glass.
It's a screen. Like, yeah.
Just a whole thing is the screen. I was just like, that's not what I want. That's not what I want.
It's overwhelming, especially in a situation where again we drive. Yeah. We know what it is to be a distracted driver. Yeah. And like it's like, bro, the reason the laws have been passed to say don't talk on your fucking phone, don't fuck with your phone when you're driving, it's because you don't want you to be distracted. When you don't put a whole goddamn movie theater. Oh man, that's basically all you've done. You spread all the apps on my phone across the width of my car. It's like, don't do that. That's weird. And unnecessary.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so I'll do two more and then we can move on. Would you ever open up a business? If so, what type?
Yeah, I honestly got with nearly 10 years of doing this, I would like to have a boutique or full service podcast studio. In that, not only can we make our show there, but other people can come and make shows there, and we can offer engineering services and production services and so forth and so on. I think it's a good idea. I know people are saying podcasts is really falling off right now. What it is advertising. The advertising in podcasting is what's falling off. But people out here having their own voice and their own show is not falling off. It's just advertising ain't doing what it used to do, what it once did, at least currently. And so like the Spotify's of the world or your Earwolves, the people who were dependent upon advertising dollars to bother making podcasts ain't doing what it did before. And I feel like, yeah, for that shit, yeah, true. I guess, you know what I'm saying? Podcasts aren't working, but we ain't never been an advertising podcast anyway. We've been doing this 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, we don't make money off of it. It costs money to do this. And so uh, I would like. I think being able to offer that service, you know what I'm saying, is something that would be pretty dope. And I've always thought that. And so if ever again I get the money we discussed earlier in this very segment, I feel like that is something I would want to do and just really get something up and moving in that regard. And like I said, we would definitely do our show there, but like I said, other people would come and do their shows there, and I feel like it would be something that people would be interested in. So
I've always thought about like being like a reseller of sorts.
I mean,
Like,
you are that.
I mean, to a degree, I haven't really kept up on it the last few months. Like, I actually did drop 2 packages off at the post office today, though. But I like that. Like, I don't want to say pawn shop because I feel like that's not really my avenue. But like something to the effect of reseller.
Yeah, yeah. And you're very good at it. It's like you.
It's getting harder, man. Like with the fucking thrift stores with the prices now, it's almost like you're going into Walmart for used shit.
Yeah. Well, so what always made you more interesting is because you had been very studied on it. You knew what the prices were shit. You knew your average costs and so forth. You did the analysis, and so you knew what you would sell shit for and how to and at what point I'm saying, okay, this is the time to get this off right now, and at this price is reasonable and so forth and so on. But yeah,
I get so jealous when I see like the Instagram accounts of people that live in other states that do it.
Yeah.
Or like in big markets or whatever. Cause like the stuff they be pulling, man, I'm like, who donates like $100 shoes that they wore like 3 times? And it's like, you get like 6 pairs. I'm like, I go into our places and it's the most raggedy shit that's like should have been thrown out and it's on the rack for like $12. I'm like, no one can fucking like sell this stuff and make money off of it.
That's the thing though, like I've seen it bunches of times. Like when you like the couple months, like I was like when I first moved out here, and like when I like was off work, like going to like consistently going to the Goodwills and used stores. It's amazing the kind of stuff you can find. Like I remember I went to I think it was the Salvation Army on Mayfield, and somebody donated like all Air Max 95s, Jordans, like in bunches, and they were all in a size 6 and a 6.5. And I remember like I grabbed a few. And I was just calling all my friends that I knew. It was like, hey, don't your sister wear this size and all this stuff? Like my one friend Chris has found so much good stuff because like he worked at the record exchange where he was the manager and he could make his own hours and he could just like, well, I'm taking a break and I'm going to this spot. Like he found OG neutral Jordan 1 highs and a bin of neckties for $10. Like those shoes right now, like maybe before like I think they just retro like in the last couple years. Before those years, those shoes are worth thousands of dollars. They were worth thousands of dollars. The 1985 neutral grade Jordan 1 like was worth thousands of dollars. So it's one of those things like if you have time, you could be very lucrative at it, but we work regular jobs. It's sickening. Like
I said too, like part of it is the market you're in. Like if you're in the more rich neighborhoods over on the east side, like you are, like you can potentially find stuff like that. I'm in more of a lower income area, so like a lot of the stuff I find, it's just like, oh, here's like, some Tefal pots or some cheap plastic or something like that, like I have a hard time. Yeah, I have a hard time finding big hits over here. Like, and it's, I haven't done a lot of it lately. I went to the Goodwill like last week once, but, like I just, maybe like when I have some time here. Well, I have time all the time now, but maybe I'll take a weekend here soon and like head out your way. Maybe go thrifting on your side of town or something and see what I can find.
If I had the time, I kind of feel like thrifting, TikTok and like Instagram and stuff has ruined it because it's like they like, hey, when you go to the Goodwill, make sure you look for these kind of Levi's. Like, and then who you're alerting isn't really the shoppers, it's the sellers. You're not alerting the people who should know it.
It's like sharp bettors that bet at sports books. Like the sports books know who are the people who win consistently, or like find the abnormalities in the betting lines.
Yeah.
And they track those people, and when they make bets, they alter the lines based on the actions of those people. So like these thrift stores, like what the fuck is the Value World?
Mm-hmm.
Value World has like their own online presence, so I'm sure they follow people that sell stuff like that and alter their prices accordingly.
Yeah, if I had more time and more capital, what I would think I would do would be I would be going to Mark's more. I would be going to Ollie's and Big Lots and TJ Maxx and Marshalls to get my stuff.
Do more like retail arbitrage.
Yes, because like what I often do, even just like when I like a product, like when I go and I get a spatula from Marshalls, and I'm like, man, I know this was at a discount price. How much more would I have to pay to get like one from Amazon or Target? So like usually I judge the prices from there. Sometimes I'm like, should I even buy this from here? So I would like go to the Ollie's route or something like that, other than because man, the game like like my mom has completely stopped going to the Goodwill now. Like she's like it's just too much money. I could just buy it brand new. But I would just if I opened up a business, it would be like a turkey burger place because it's hard to find a good turkey burger out there nowadays. I would do.
Did you see Domino's stole your Tatum Tots thing?
And I was just about to say, but see, that's the thing though. They can steal the not even because I would make homemade tater shots to put them to shame. But tomorrow, I think we are getting some of them tots. Oh yeah, and Anthony said he wants his first cheeseburger tomorrow.
Ooh, big day.
Okay. Now, if you're gonna offer up one's first cheeseburger, where are we going? We going McDonald's or we going hard?
He wants to go to McDonald's and get a cheeseburger.
All right. I'm gonna tell you to get a double cheeseburger, not a McDouble, and not a regular cheeseburger. The actual double cheeseburger that costs like $3 now, that used to be 99¢. That's the one you want to go with.
This is his first burger, so I think I'm just gonna get a regular, maybe a Happy Meal with a cheeseburger.
All right.
Well,
never the McDouble. Never. Okay. It's just gross. Double cheeseburger. If you going for double meat, then get the double cheeseburger, not the McDouble.
Yeah, I don't know if you can handle double meat yet.
Well, I mean, that shit is actually the amount of meat you would probably give him if you made a burger for him at home.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
I'm totally I'm not a girthy burger man. I like a good ratio. I like not quite a smash burger, but I like a nice thin patty, like a big ass juicy burger. That's just too much meat. I'm not a BBC burger kind of man.
That's your alternate title. Oh shit! Oh,
all
Daniel.
Right, well,
But
I'm gonna pass this over to you. We will come back. I want to actually revisit these icebreakers next week. So just keep some on hold for us, please and thank you.
All right, I got plenty.
I want to give a box of some microphone check time and see. It was basically didn't get to really go at it last week too hard. I don't know if you got anything to go hard at this week, but if you do tell.
I mean, since we did it last week, it's been went to the doctor. I'm on blood pressure medication now. Visited my family. Trying to do some more walking. Lose some weight. Get my blood pressure back down. So maybe the goal is to lose weight and hopefully someday get off the blood pressure medication. I realized that as much as I wanted to work from home, like before the pandemic ever happened, I think in some ways it's a blessing and in some ways it's a curse. And I didn't realize how much the isolation during the pandemic and everything that happened during the pandemic, or we'll call it the last 3 years,
Yeah.
how much I didn't deal with a lot of the tragedies that happened, like emotionally. And I basically just spent 3 years like undoing all the work I had worked so hard to do the 3 years prior to that. So now I'm kind of back at square one, realizing, what happened and having to pick the pieces back up. But now I'm 37. I'm not 34. So, little more realizing, like your stance in life and just wanting to be happy. So I have some goals, personal goals that like you guys know about. At this point, we're basically, it's kind of like just, what is it like? There's some lines like something rebuild, whatever. Like it, I'm not trying to have like a mantra or nothing, but basically just need to deal with the tragedies of the last 3 years in a healthy way, process them, and get my life back on track. Is where I'm at.
Yeah. And again,
I did get a haircut though. For those who can't
look
see,
wonderful.
You look great. I have missed
And
that
just
little
seeing you
face.
from the other day, you look
Lighter.
better. Like you look refreshed.
Yeah.
my well, I am tired right now because I've usually been going to bed about like sometime between now and the next half hour. But
Same.
when you guys saw me last week, still I was still in the throes of the depression and the anxiety. Like I was still very fearful of things. Like I didn't know what was going to happen. I was still dealing with the shit that had happened the week prior. I was like 3 days out of being in the ER for the second time when you guys came over.
Yeah.
So like, I was still really going through a lot of shit last week, and I've spent some time with my family. I've had some talks with people.
Yeah.
I've like I said, now I'm like as of a couple of days ago, I'm like now I'm some blood pressure medication to help. I've done some walking. Like I've been eating better, trying to get sleep at night. So, making progress. Like I do feel better. And I think a lot of that will come with positive reinforcement and as like when you see the rewards of the effort you put in,
Yeah.
you feel better about the process. And so I'll have my moments where like things will feel overwhelming or whatever, but like I feel better equipped to handle them now than I did 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's yeah, we didn't really delve into it all last week, y'all. You know what I'm saying? As it was still a little too fresh, but we working on but definitely, you know what I'm saying, a little more focus on Dan. We're all working on trying to be a little better
Yeah.
a little better to ourselves in general. I feel like that's a step one we all need to take right now. A little more grace offered to ourselves as we move forward in this life, and then also trying to, of course, be healthier, be happier, be all
I
those
think
things.
I think part of what helped too was and I know like some people will probably think this is funny, but I actually found a YouTube channel. It's called Therapy in a Nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of helpful videos on there where I realized that I was like some of the personality traits that I was showing that were like kind of unhealthy.
Yeah.
And there were some videos about like dealing with grief and stuff, and I watched some of those, and I realized that like that was part of my problem was that the pandemic hit, and then like my grandmother's passed away, and all these family pets passed away, and I basically just sat in my house, and I never really dealt with the loss. I just kind of like buried it, and then like just kept sitting at home alone eating, and then you get upset that you're eating, then you're putting weight back on that you work so hard to lose, and then the more depressed you get, the more you eat, and then it's like before you know it, like you're back over to where you worse than what you started, before you had lost all the weight in the beginning. And like, I mean, at this point, like I'm okay talking about what stuff that happened. Like the reality is like a couple weeks ago, I had an ear infection, and I thought it was a toothache, so I went to the dentist, and I had a bunch of cavities filled, and it turns out it wasn't a toothache; it was actually ear infection. So I went to a doctor to, hope it, like I know, like I put weight back on, and I know that with that comes high blood pressure and stuff. But I went to this. It was like almost like a walk-in doctor that takes our insurance, and I went there for antibiotics for the ear infection. And it turned into like, about my weight and blood pressure and stuff, which, was a long time coming. But the fucking doctor I went to had me do an EKG, and they didn't do it right. And I'm thinking I'm about to get out of this doctor's office with like some direction and go get these antibiotics and stuff. And then I have this fucking woman telling me she thinks I had a heart attack and shit. And she basically put me into like a supremely...
spiral.
A spiral of anxiety and depression and fear, and I ended up in the ER that same night. And for clarity's sake, I did not have a heart attack, which has been confirmed by multiple doctors at this point. But it was like I've explained it to like my friends and family that like I didn't like the way things went down, and it wasn't necessarily good for my mental health for a couple weeks there, the way that happened. But I imagine I'll be able to look back on that event 2 years from now and look back and be like, almost that's the moment that saved my life.
Yeah.
So it's not good in the moment, but in the end, it may have been the best thing to happen to me.
That doctor is a quack, and we will not no respect will be shown to them. But good for you for taking a fucked up situation and trying to grow from it. And that's like I said again. A little more grace, a little more. Show yourself a little more grace, man. And I know. We kind of talked about this last week, so whatever. That personally, we talked about this. We didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Some shit just ain't for the show, y'all. It is what it is.
I think like it's surprising too, like how like some of your best friends they have stuff going on that you don't even realize is going on. Because like I'm on a bowling team with a bunch of my buddies, and I'm in some group chats, and so like people ended up like knowing that I was going through it and whatnot, and so people were checking in on me and in the chats and asking how things were going and stuff. And then I told about how I had the doctor's appointment the other day, and they put me on like the blood pressure medication, and it turned into like this like middle-aged man chat where all of a sudden I'm finding out that like 3 of my buddies been on blood pressure medication this whole time, and we're comparing what we're on and shit,
Yeah,
it was funny. Like I found out me and my one buddy take the same shit, but he's on a double dose compared to me.
it's we have this habit of, as men, and maybe women do this too, but it's just we play it close to our chest, and maybe because we think it's necessary. Maybe it's a bit of it. Probably what's the reality of it is probably a bit of embarrassment because everybody wants to believe that high blood pressure means I'm not doing something right, but no. I am a big man, but I also have hereditary high blood pressure. Just runs in my family. There's nothing that will ever make it that the high blood pressure. Like I said, I have lost some weight, and my blood pressure has not budged, and it's probably not going to. And my doctor has said as much. It's like, hey man, it's probably just hereditary. You just got hypertension because oftentimes black people got hypertension. We're kind of built that way, and that's
shit, man.
okay.
Even the medication I'm on, like in the warning, says it probably won't work that well on black people. Like it literally says that.
and so here's the thing. I told you my doctor, and like I said again, this is private business I'm putting out here, but I told you my doctor. I was on that lisinopril, and
yeah, that's what I'm on.
Yeah, and my doctor,
I'm telling them like I'm confirming it.
And my doctor was like, "Yeah, we're going to take you off of that because it's obviously not. It's like one of those things where it's obviously not working, and it's also causing you a little bit of blood pressure medicines can sometimes cause coughs in individuals, and
they warned me about that when he prescribed it to me. He told me that if I start exhibiting like the throat tickle with the cough, to let him know and we could try something else. Mm-hmm. So far, so good. I've been on it since Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I took my 3rd dose tonight, and so far I've been okay.
Yeah, so I'd had this little slight dry cough for a very long while, and it turned out the entire time it was the blood pressure medicine. As soon as my doctor switched me off of that shit, he switched to another one, and it still gave me I had a slight cough, and he was like, "No, no coughing. You shouldn't be coughing on your fucking medicine." So he took me off of that one too, and he's like, "Here's what we're doing. This is what we take right now," and I'm hopeful. And like I said, I got a doctor's appointment. I think sometime within the next month where it's my follow up. You know what I'm saying? Basically, my doctor's another thing is you needed a primary care physician, and you've got that dialed in because it's
I confirmed that with him too. I was like, I ended the meeting while I was like, all right, so you're my primary. Like he's like, if you want me to be, he's like, I mean, if you like me, and I'm like, so far so good.
And that's good. It's like, yeah, you got a guy who can keep track of what you go through and the changes you go through. And it will be like, okay, I know when last you were here, this or this, that, and the third. Like I said, I was at the eye doctor today, and they have a very good computer system. I saw, and I didn't see my normal optometrist today because he just wasn't available today. But I saw another guy there, and like I said, because their computer system is so dedicated and so deep, he's like, oh yeah, I can see this, and blah blah blah. So I'm like, cool. You that way you have an idea and a record of what has been going on with me this whole time, and can tell me where things are going astray or not astray. And that's good, man. You're on point, man, and I dig it, bro. I dig it. I like that a plan is in place, and now we enact. And we just make it work, and that's a. I mean, like I said, I told y'all that before about us three in general. Is if nothing else, we can set a plan and make that shit execute. So we execute, man. We execute, and then that's what's up right now, man. I dig it. And I like that I like that you're doing a little family time on Sundays, a little family dinner situation vibe. Fuck with it.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go over Saturday this time because, like, I'd like to be able to like enjoy TV without having to worry about getting home to go to bed get up for work on Monday. It worked like last Sunday worked out because we were off on Monday, so I didn't have to like worry about getting home late. But like, man, that first Yellowstone episode was like an hour 20. That shit went on forever.
They got like multiple spinoffs of that show too, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like my stepmom, I guess, was watching like the spinoffs, but like she hadn't watched the regular one. I ain't watched any of them. But I didn't even know Yellowstone was a show until like 6 months ago. That shit's been on for like 5 years already.
I found out about it at Christmas. Vanessa's granddad was telling me about how he fucked with it. That's his shit. And I was like, right on.
I'll tell you, man, that first episode was long, but there was some shit that popped off in there. I was like, God damn.
I was scrolling through Reddit, and like I see like some side scenes. It go down in Yellowstone.
Oh my gosh! There you go. It goes down to Yellowstone. People respect it. I was going.
Shit, yeah, like the first episode was like a roller coaster. It started all a little slow, but goddamn.
Took off like a shot after that, my guys. You know what I'm saying? I was going to do things I learned on TikTok this week, but one, it's later than I wanted to be, and I just don't feel like doing it this week. But let me tell you something. I'll tell you what I did learn, and maybe you can go research it. What I learned this week is Native Americans owned a lot of enslaved people. So people who be thinking they got Indian in their family probably comes from a lineage of people who were once owned by Native Americans, not procreated with by Native Americans. It was a TikTok that was basically finding our roots from PBS, where they go back and they literally find people's roots. And everybody who swore up and down they had Indian in their family doesn't have any Indian in their family, but a lot of them turned out they were owned by Indians once upon a time. I say Indians not as a disrespectful, it's just a turn of phrase that is used for discussing these things. Don't think I'm trying to disrespect the native and indigenous people of this nation.
Man, but I'm gonna tell you one thing about that show. They be gatekeeping that shit because like almost every other PBS show, you can find it willy-nilly. It's free to watch, and you can just watch it. They like so many people want to be on that show, and like it's their flagship show. It's never free, and you can never the good episodes are never free.
There's workarounds to all these matters. I can always find a way to watch some things that you may not want to, but I can make that shit happen. That having been said, let us walk down to Reddit Avenue, and I'm gonna give y'all some of the assholes. I got 3 this week. In my opinion, all very interesting. But we will decide who and who is not the asshole, and we'll go from there. First up, and in case every week is somebody's first episode. Before it was cool on the internet, we would go to Reddit and read into the subreddit, "Am I the asshole?" and read off and am I the asshole, and decide if people were assholes or not. And I'm not joking when I tell you we was doing it before it was cool. I just want you to know that. I'm saying, just understand this shit started here, and I don't get 100,000, 300,000 views for it on the internet nowhere. I don't even put them up on. I kind of stopped doing that. But anyway,
I actually deleted a bunch of those videos out of my Google Drive the other day.
Am I the asshole for asking my husband to stay home from hanging out with his friends after he refused to attend a community event the same night I wanted to go to because he doesn't like the owner of the venue? There's a lot going on there. But trust me, basically this lady was like, "Hey man, look, if we ain't going to this spot because you don't like the guy who owns it, then let's kick it at home tonight." And he was like, "No, I'm about to go kick in these streets." So let's get into it. My husband, 48, and myself, 37, live in a small town. He grew up here, so he knows everybody. I have lived here less than 6 years and have struggled to make friends. A post for another day, but small town drama is definitely a thing. His ex-wife made it her mission to turn everyone in town against me. I finally connected with a local group through our community center that is comprised of women who currently reside in our small town but didn't grow up here. They call themselves the Transplants. I went to a few events and it's been great. Most of the women avoid the small town drama like my husband's ex-wife. The group was holding a Valentine's Day dinner for couples tonight, and I thought it would be a fun evening with new friends and getting to meet their spouses. Forgive me. I told my husband about this 2 weeks ago. Date, time, location, agenda, etc. He immediately shut it down once he heard the venue because he doesn't like the owner of the place. I tried to explain how I would appreciate him going despite his feelings toward the venue owner, who wasn't even going to be there. It's just his building. I was shut down and told not to bring it up again. A week later, I tried again to explain why I wanted to go and ask him to reconsider. He said absolutely not. It was really hurtful to me and that there was no compromise. It was just no. Oh, I forgot to do is ask you if this person's an asshole. Now, I've given you so much that you kind of know, but, if you had to guess, is this person an asshole? This person's husband an asshole? Or, I guess, is this person, they're asking if they are the asshole in reality. So, with what you got so far and just what I've read to you, is this person an asshole?
Not so far.
So far, I'm leaning husband is, but,
All right. 2 days ago, I mentioned to my husband that I might go to the event solo because I really haven't been out in a while and needed to socialize. Even this was met with a ton of resistance, and I was told I should respect his dislike for the venue owner, and it was hurtful to him that I would consider attending. He told me I need to respect him more, and he was done talking about it. At that point, I decided to drop it. Then comes the night of the event. I asked my husband if he had planned anything in lieu of neither of us going to the venue he doesn't like. He looked at me bewildered and asked, why should he have planned something? And then stated he would be going four-wheeling with his friends. And of course, his one friend I cannot stand due to how rude and selfish he is.
Meek Mill.
I'll admit, my reaction wasn't to the best of my abilities. But I asked him why it was okay to demand me not to do something I wanted to do because of his dislike for a person, but then turn around on the same night and leave me at home while he goes out and does something with a person I strongly dislike. I then asked him not to go as I felt it was a slap in my face. He lost his cool and started telling me how controlling I was and how he didn't understand how us not attending the event even correlated to him going to hang out with his buddy. This started a huge argument to the point he's not sleeping at the house tonight. His decision, not mine. Am I just ultra sensitive? Am I the asshole? Or are my feelings valid? Edit, to add context, my husband and the venue owner used to do some side business / projects together, but he ultimately decided to open up a full-time business and not include my husband. It sounds like he also took a few ideals my husband had and is profiting off of them. Is this person the asshole for wanting her husband to hang out with her on Valentine's Day and him deciding I'm going four-wheeling with the buddies?
See, the last bit of info that you provided there makes it a little more murky. Because I was on board with the husband being the asshole, but if he was shafted by this business owner on a personal level, as far as like business like ideas being stolen and prophesized on and whatnot, I know I said that wrong, but
I just love the way you said it. Prophesy.
Yeah. I feel like they both kind of suck here in a way. Like, I get where the wife's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't she have asked the group to do something at a different place? Maybe like if she's trying to like be friends with these people, maybe. Man,
it's a building, but they're not going to kick it with this dude. They're just going to a building he happens to own. Too many buildings exist, and people own them that we may not know nothing about. It's like, it's weird that it's kind of strange to know that Stewie owns that building. Fuck him. Like, why do you know that?
Because they used to be his homeboy.
I know, I guess. But it's like,
I mean, we've done that here before, like knowing that certain people own like restaurants and stuff like Town Hall and whatnot.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, you're right.
Somebody owned Town Hall. I went to Town Hall the other day. I shouldn't have went there.
Yeah, that dude's shitty, man.
Oh. I got free sushi the other night.
Hey, come up on your part. Aunt, what do you think?
I think she's not the asshole. I think sometimes somebody do like you could be slightly in the wrong, but then somebody do some shit and it so outweighs the original wrong that you become right. Like he talking to her all sorts of fucking shady, and then even if she didn't like his buddy, like you knew I wanted to do something, and you made plans to do something on the night you told me to do nothing. Go suck a dick, dude. There go your dick.
Hey.
Like that is like even if it's so disrespectful, so condescending. It's like when you have a partner and that is the name of the situation you're in, you need to be able to communicate better with the person you're with. That just seems like all the way shitty. He was just, I mean, I almost thought that when you got to that last part, he smacked her. It's like, I told her. What do you tell a woman with one a black eye? You told her once already. I mean, I forgot how the joke goes.
Nothing. You already told her once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the joke.
The thing about this too that I picked up on, like 48-year-old dude going four-wheeling with the bros on a weeknight. Come on now.
Small town America, that's an assumption. Small town wherever.
Small town Quebec.
It could be. So I don't know. I'm astounded by this, and no, this person is not the asshole. Their husband, I can't. I've tried to be so much better about telling people they shouldn't be with somebody, but this is wow.
He sounds borderline. Man. He sounds borderline abusive, man. Like
like at any moment he could cross over.
Like I don't know, and like I said, I don't know this dude. This dude might. I don't know. Eat your pussy the best you ever had in your life. I don't know what's going on here, but like, man, it sounds so borderline abusive. I've never felt like before. Yeah, that sounds bad to me, boy.
Yeah. Well, let's check out. I want to give you that first comment. Now dig through and I see if I see any glow in the dark. But this first comment kind of really just sets the table. This is by Saren1111. Pooper Intended is his title in this subreddit. Not the asshole, but you have much bigger problems.
Mm.
Your life will not change. You will always be the second wife, the interloper that doesn't quite fit in. Nothing you do will change this. Nothing but moving to a new town that doesn't have a history with your partner and his ex. Your partner will not change. He will always have double standards as to what you or he can do. He clearly has made no effort in 6 years to try to integrate you into his hometown. I do not think it's a coincidence that he is now trying to isolate you from the very few friends you have actually made. Men like this never change. Small towns like this never change. You deserve something better than both. You've already given away most of your 30s. Don't waste your 40s and 50s on the same futile search for acceptance. God damn. That person deserves awards. That should be a pink comment. Let me see. I got like 25 Reddit coins. Let me see if I can get this person's up.
How do you get Reddit coins? Is it like you got to pay for them?
I think it was like when I first got into Reddit, they was like, here, man, you can have X amount of coins for like, it was like $5. It truly was like $5. So I was like, all right, I'll buy them. I'll probably have to use them for something. And man, I'm tell you right now, everything on here is like wildly expensive. Can I do anything with these 25 coins, or I'm just have 25 coins for the rest of my days? The cheapest is no, there's a 20 right there. But what does this one do? Can't stop seeing stars. Yeah, you know what? Oh no, I have to give that gift away. To be able to spend my 20 Reddit coins, I'd have to join Reddit Premium. Reddit, I just never will spend those 25 coins, buddy. Relax.
Reddit always trying to do something at every cost, boy.
Oh my gosh! But I feel like there's no glow in the dark comments, but that comment, in my opinion, is deserving of a. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Here's a follow-up comment from the OP. I'll read their comment above it and then where they responded to. The non-existent crisis responded, not the asshole. I would suggest also looking to your marriage. Your husband sounds like a narcissist. I hate that they throw that around. People are too loose with that turn of phrase. That shit means something. And don't be just loosely saying, use the psychological terms because you heard that shit on TikTok. But anyway, your husband sounds like a narcissist child who throws tantrums when they don't get what they want. I would have suggested going alone, seeing as how he is doing his thing already too. Don't second guess yourself on his blatant disrespect. You should sit him down and show him this post. Oh God, no!
Oh no!
Okay.
Don't show him the secrets.
Again, people are ready to be wilding. But this is the OP's response to that. He's the epitome of it's never my fault and my actions are only due to someone else's actions. Example, when he calls me names, yells, etc., I never get an apology. Only phrases like, well, if you wouldn't have done XYZ, I wouldn't have done to you what I did, or your actions caused my actions. I reached out to his mom today as I'm at my wit's ends with his behavior. She said his dad was that way and it was always horrible. She even struggled with my husband's attitude when he was growing up. I don't get if it's an insecurity thing or what, but to me, we are all human. We all mess up. In a committed relationship, you have to extend grace and understanding if the other person is taking full accountability, and that piece is 100% missing. The OP seems to see what the writing on the wall, and woof. I hope she not quickly, but sooner than later gets out of that.
Pack a bag, girl.
I'm only gonna do one. I'm only gonna do one more. I will hold on to this other one. But this one is a pretty good banger of one. Am I the asshole for calling my best friend dumb for marrying for love? This person seem like an asshole to you? Seem like a statement an asshole would make?
Yes.
Sounds like it's in that vein.
I, 27 female, am in a very stable relationship with my fiance, 29 female, for around 4 years. And we're planning to get engaged eventually and then marry. My best friend, Chrissy, fake name, also 27 female, has been with her own fiance since they were 20. They only got engaged this year, and it was kind of weird how it took him so long to propose since he seemed to be financially stable and all. Throughout the years, I asked Chrissy why her fiance hadn't proposed yet, and she kept insisting it was not the right time, but she'd never say the reason why, just that it wasn't the right time. Eventually, he proposed in the beginning of 2022, and they were planning their wedding for the next year. They decided to plan their engagement party during the summer because due to busy schedules, they couldn't do it earlier. So their engagement party was this past Saturday, and her fiance made a speech dedicated to her and mentioned pretty much the reasons they didn't get engaged sooner. And I couldn't help but pity my friend. So the reasons were that he didn't have a stable job for the first few years of their relationship and only jumped from position to position from Walmart to Target, etc. He hadn't finished his degree yet, so he had no higher education. He got his degree in 2019 and only then was able to get a proper job. He bragged and also thanked Chrissy for never giving up on him and growing with him, and how they helped each other form their amazing personalities and achievements, and how no matter what the future holds, he'll never forget, etc. My fiance and I felt some type of way about it. Some friends of mine and Chrissy agreed how Chrissy basically stayed with a broke man and waited for 7 years, and we don't think that's something praiseworthy, but pity-worthy. As friends, we decided to explain to her our perspective of how we think it was ridiculous that she had to reach almost 30 to move on with her life with that man when someone else could have provided what she needed much sooner. Chrissy always said how she wanted marriage and kids, and it's sad she had to wait this long for this man to get his act together, and she didn't know her worth. She said she loves him and he's an amazing partner and would break up with him over his misfortunes. And what matters is that if they love each other. I told her it's dumb how she's marrying for love and not for stability, and how she basically wasted herself for love, and how the first issue would be should be raised when he was working at Walmart and Target back to back. She called us materialistic and classist, and she said she doesn't care if she struggles financially as long as she struggles with the right person who will value her emotions and listen to her. She said we are miserable bitches who will find no happiness in life and are very shallow. Should we be the assholes for criticizing her in this way? Criticizing being spelled with an S here. So either this person is European, Canadian, or just can't spell. All these are options on the table. I want to go back. I want to read you something again. Going to jump to the first line. I'm in a very stable relationship with my fiance for around 4 years, and we are planning to get engaged eventually and then married. If you are not engaged, that person is not your what?
Fiance.
Correct. So we jump down further. My fiance and I felt some type of way. Well, bitch, you ain't engaged. This person ain't your fiance. It is your girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, however you wish to word it. But don't go throwing around fiance when you are not affianced. Sweet baby Jesus. This person's an asshole in the worst possible way. Maybe one of the worst assholes. If we were making lists, I might put this person on there. Top 5 worst assholes. Fuck you. Talk about you wasted your life and so forth. This man was clearly in school, working on his higher education, and therefore, was probably working some shit jobs while going to school. Graduated, got a good job, got his shit together, saying as one would want to, and then proposed. Seems to me they did everything right. And that Chrissy is 100% correct. Y'all some fucking judgy ass bitches who really should keep it motherfucking moving and go make new friends, because you clearly ain't Chrissy's friend. But, gentlemen, your opinion on these matters?
Asshole.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious.
It really was. But I wanted to read it. I needed y'all to be as shocked as I was by that one.
Some of the shit they were saying was just dumbfounded, like ruining your life. Now you're 30 and you don't have kids. I'm just like, that's the majority of the world at this point.
It literally is. Like, people are freaking out all over the planet about that.
Yeah, I was just reading the article. It's just like, with them ragging on millennials, talking about like millennials are helping the world depopulate. Like people are afraid to have babies because they can't have good careers or housing. So,
Yeah, we can't afford them. Goddamn.
Yeah, it is.
I can barely afford to take care of myself, let alone like other people.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm happy my kids like bologna.
Well, people, those were your other assholes for the week. In the realm of entertainment, I continue to watch Shrinking, and of course, Last of Us. Uh, but I started a show this week that TikTok, man, I'm telling you, pays off. Somebody posted a scene from this show, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? This seems hilarious." And they said it's called Extraordinary, and they were like, "It's on Disney Plus in the UK," and I'm like, "The fuck that's gonna do for me here in America?" Well, it turns out in America it's on Hulu, and it's called Extraordinary, and it's a show about people in this world get powers when they turn 18, except for our heroine in this story, who's 25 and has yet to get her power. She's a late bloomer, and there are other late bloomers like her else, but there's people are concerned, and she's concerned, and so forth and so on. It's British, so if you can't fuck with accents, you may not want to get down with it, but it's hilarious. I think it's like 8 or 9 episodes, and this is its first season. I guess it just hit here in January, so it's a newish, and so it really it's just now baby getting the burn going, but it's really fun. It's on Hulu. It's called Extraordinary, and I think you should give it a watch. I am also still playing Metroid Prime Remastered. I love that game. I got my physical copy the other day. So what's funny is a lot of people on the internet complaining about how Amazon fucked them and pushed their pre-orders back to April in some situations. Whereas I pre-ordered mine at the GameStop around the corner. I follow the Balls Raw Gamer politic of putting 5 on it, and therefore all I had to do was go pick it up from my local GameStop when it was ready. It was all right. I just paid for it when they announced it, and actually sent my kid to go get it. I was like, because he had the card. I'm like, boy, run over to GameStop right quick, go pick my game up before they close. And so I had been playing the digital version of it, and of course now I own it physically because that's how I get down. I'm a guy who likes physical media still. But that is all I've been watching. What have y'all been on?
Watching a lot of self-help YouTube.
I know. Nothing wrong with it, man. We like I said, it's just we discussed. You know what I'm saying, getting you somebody on the just on the line. You know what I'm saying, getting you a shrink of some sort in addition to your own self-help journey. Nothing wrong with that right now. It's some good shit to have. So respect it. Anything else? Any books? Any out of order? You caught up with Last of Us?
Nope. Behind like I think 3 episodes at this point.
Okay.
Soon to be 4.
Man.
I probably just have to start watching it by myself because like I was watching with my buddy, but it's like he's been leaving like every fucking night almost, and then I was at my parents' last weekend, so I might just have to be like, you know what, dude, you don't even really pay attention when we're watching anyway. I'm just gonna have to do this solo.
He's about to start wearing less and going out more. It's about to be summer.
Oh my God. Hey, man, what about you? Reading, watching, playing, shading, chiding? What you doing?
So as far as watching, I think, I'm not gonna repeat what we've been watching every week because that's an every week thing until it's over. But I started Snowfall this week. The last season of that. What else?
I do have one thing that I just realized I can add that Anthony will appreciate. Before today, because I think the episode dropped today, I'm current on Poker Face minus tonight's episode.
Yeah, I do have to watch that. Like, I really, really enjoy that show. Like,
it's really good.
Especially like the first 10 or 20 minutes when like it like I said, it reminds me so much of like TV I grew up watching where it's just like, oh man, that's Alfonso Ribeiro. He's guest starring on here. It's so like it's so nostalgic, but yet like it's the kind of show I will watch with my grandma when I was on Saturday nights. Like watching Walker Texas Ranger, and it's like, oh, I know that dude from that show from a couple years ago, and this is all like every week is such a good show, man.
Nice. I also got one that I think Anthony would appreciate. I via Roku. I watched that Great American Baking Show celebrity episode that basically is a pilot for the upcoming Great American Baking Show with Zach Cherry and Ellie Kemper doing hosting duties. And I feel like that show's gonna be in real good hands with that particular layout.
Okay.
So I was very happy with that episode. And the people they had on that episode, they really had some good people. I didn't realize Matt Faxon had a damn Oscar. That's fucking amazing. He has a writing Oscar, but an Oscar nonetheless. I'm like, God damn, really? So, fuck with that dude, man. And yeah, just about everybody who was on that episode, I was like, okay, I fuck with most of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, especially Beast Mode being on the episode. He was hilarious.
That shit was, yeah. Marshall is a fun dude, man.
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I haven't played of course it's not on PlayStation 5, but I've been playing it on the PlayStation 5. And the mechanics of it I am still getting used to, because I was like searching for this reverend, and I was going outside, and to talk to people you push L2. But I kept on pushing R2, like when I walk up on people and I shoot them. And then you get in trouble because there's witnesses and stuff to it, and it's just been crazy to trying to get used to other game mechanics, because I played The Last of Us back to back twice and beat it twice in the last month. I got it on PlayStation 5. I got up to this point where it's just like I had stopped. And then I picked it back up, I beat it, and then I played it again, right afterwards. Because it was New Game Plus, and it's fun shooting people with exploding arrows. So yeah, it's taking some getting used to with that. But other than that, it's I'm training at work during the day, so I haven't been watching anything during the day. The only thing I watched was some YouTube stuff. While folding clothes, I watched some Good Mythical Morning, because I'm way behind on that. And
I should be telling y'all about our YouTube shit. It's just such a regular part of my diet of television programming.
Yeah,
that I never think to tell you that. Yeah, Good Mythical Morning, an everyday thing. Just one of those things I really
I watch it most days. Every now and again, I might get a day or two behind if the thumbnail doesn't speak to me. But
oddly enough, today's looked fun to me and ended up being not fun to me.
What was today?
Was today the one where they were doing the trying to figure out the items they had to do the science project thing?
Yeah, and it just this particular one just wasn't. It didn't turn out to be fun to me.
Yeah, today I watched the fast food one about the fries and the burgers, and I started watching that, and that's what made Anthony want to try a cheeseburger tomorrow.
Nice.
But
I like they play cornhole for that. So I have recently listened to a couple episodes of their Ear Biscuits podcast. Actually, watch it because it's on YouTube. It's just them sitting there chopping it up, and they were explaining how. Basically for this season and basically in recent history, they've really tried to hand more over to the writers and let themselves experience the writer's vision more than being there and trying to assist and tell people what they should be doing. And they feel like it has led to a much more fun kind of situation, because oftentimes they too are surprised. Not just we, the viewer, are surprised. They too are surprised by oh shit. So when they were what are they trying to do? They were trying to fit people in things the one day. That was a real dumb one, but it was a fun dumb one. So, oh my God, I love me some Charles Lincoln Neal, but that man know how to piss me off whenever they play darts. I'm like, you are doing this wrong. There's a way you could do this to make this game work for you, and you don't do it. And it makes me like, and he says all the time, I have to entertain. I gotta like, I get it. I guess that you want to entertain, but it'd be a whole lot cooler if you just tried to win. Just simply would.
He definitely got an old man fuck it gene that's just kicking in.
Oh my god! You ever his? I've been they've been doing shit with his dad,
Mm-hmm.
and he look and act and sound so much like his father that shit is so funny, man.
Man, the episode they did the other day where his dad told him his favorite foods, and then they did the fancy food like version of it. Yeah. Just listening to his dad describe why he liked the food was hilarious.
Yeah, man. I
like steak and potatoes because I like steak and potatoes.
Oh my goodness, yeah, man. So if you are a YouTube, if you think you enjoy YouTube, I mean, I would tell you right now, Good Mythical Morning is a great watch. They've been doing it now for like 10 years. They've been doing it as long as we've been doing it. So, and are way more famous. But you know what I'm supposed to do. But they're real fun and funny guys, and they have a good crew and good writers and good staff, and they take care of them. And so I fuck with it. Love me some Stevie. God damn, I love me some Stevie. Whew. It's ain't a shame. Not a shame per se, but still. I'm sorry, Ed. I interrupted you. Went on my own damn trail. Anything else besides those items?
I don't think I tried to watch You this season, but it just I just wasn't feeling it. Like my partner's still watching. It was something we was watching together. I was like, you could skip ahead. This shit sound like it seems like to me. Most shows that I've been watching for years and stuff, it seems like they've been writing themselves into a corner and they didn't know what they was doing.
Now, what's jacked about that is we are very close, and I mean, just months away from the big strike. Writers, directors, a lot of strikes in Hollywood. Meaning, if that happens, it puts a kibosh on so much stuff down the road, because all this shit ends up being like, okay, well, if you go on strike and we can't get a contract, shows can't start production, so that pushes shows back, and movies get pushed back for years based on these things. So I'm really hoping this. They definitely know they're going to have to go on strike, but I'm hoping it's something that can be settled up quick and not something that goes super long. But with HBO pulling shows off and fucking up writers' money, it's about to. It's all the streaming shit is about to come to a head in this next round of various negotiations, and it's about to be a fucking problem because motherfuckers is playing out here. So
yeah, they pulled Southside off. They canceled it on HBO Max, which, man, such a great show.
Yeah. So whackness. So yeah, now you know if you ain't really into deep in entertainment, it's honestly, God, it's a lot of Weiger. Weiger is so because he's a guild writer,
mm-hmm.
and so he always keep me abreast of what's going on in the behind the scenes of Hollywood. And so, Doughboys, I'll tell you right now, fuck with that's my podcast of choice. Doughboys and How Did This Get Played? Because he is the host on both of those, and yeah, good shit on either way. But there you go, people. That's just what it is. Hope you enjoyed this. Gave you a little, saying got you a proper couple of hour length show this go round. You know what it is. Holler at us. Give us a review if you can. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show. I ask it of you each. I don't ask it of you each week, but I'm going to ask it this week. Because I think what we do is pretty great, and I enjoy it. And like I said, we are very, very near to 10 years. And I think that's pretty fucking dope because trust me, it's so many podcasts that I noticed have just said, nope, I ain't doing it no more, or just disappeared. But not us. We do this, and we do it regular. And I think we're pretty good at it. Give us a call if you're so inclined, 216-264-6311. It's 216-264-6311. You can also text us on that line. I got to integrate that into my write-up here. I have not tweaked that in a while, but I need to get on that shit and get to it. So that is what's up. But that over there is Tatum216.
Thanks for listening.
That is Lunchbox2099.
Correct.
In the Internet Stereo 713, you just been podcast 2, and I know you loved it. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.